Hi, friends. Good evening, afternoon, whatever it is for you. As usual, I throw something together the last minute. It's been very hot. Don't mind the red cheeks today. I, of course, was getting everything set up around me, so I'm ready to do what I'm doing tonight, but didn't end up having any friends able to join me, which is absolutely fine. It is absolutely fine. I always plan these things last minute because I'm just like, I'm bored and I need some motivation to get done what I need to. So I hop on here. So yeah. Hi, Linda. Hello, Linda. And Lisa. Lisa and Linda. Hello, my ladies. Hello. So happy to have you here. Um, but yeah, I am going to be getting books ready for book boxes and listening to a book. Can you guys hear me okay? I know the air conditioner's there, but it was only supposed to be 75 today and it's almost 90. So, yep, I need to leave the air conditioning on. But let me know if you can hear me okay. I'm also sitting a little ways away because I have to do stuff here, but let me know if you can hear me. Hi, Carolyn. Hello. Hi, Marta. Hello. Ruth, you can hear me fine. Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay, then. Well, we'll just chill for a couple minutes and then we'll get started. My plan is to do 2 40-minute sprints. Of course, stop in the middle of the chit chat. But my goal really is to get some SHIT done. So I'll do a couple longer sprints. But like I said, I need the focus of doing it this way. So that is the plan. I'll show you. Some of this stuff I'm going to be hiding from camera because I know some of my patrons are watching who are going to be getting, and I like some of the stuff to be a surprise. But what's not a surprise is the books that will be in them. So I have my huge stack of books to get through. There's a Honeycut, some more Unsteady, stack of Wild Love. Woo boy. So I have all those ready to go. Hi, Amber. Yes, you did catch it. You did catch us. You caught us for sure. I also have some books that were pre-ordered by some of my patrons for full annotated books. So I'll also be putting those in those people's book boxes to save us all some shipping costs. But yeah, that's basically what it's going to be. I got my books that are already marked up. So these are my copies. And then I will be transferring those into those. And then I have all the boxes pre-set up. Again, I have stuff hidden down here, but I have all the items to go inside. And yeah, I'll be getting that done, hopefully. I doubt in the 2 reading sprints I'll get everything done, but my hope is to at least have the books done. That shouldn't take too long. And then I'll start packing it up. But what is everybody reading? Tell me what you're reading. You know how this goes. Tell me what you're reading. And then we'll get track. Thanks, Ruth. Yes. Well, it's funny how these book boxes go. Is I'm a wild, completely out of like sync, and then in the last week, like everything comes together. So I try my best. But tell me what you're reading. Oh, I gotta grab one more thing. I knew I'd forget something. You are reading These Violent Delights. Ooh, I remember when that one came out. I've heard good things about that one. Oops, sorry. We'll get to you in a second. Martha, I've heard good things about that one. I will tell you. So I got an arc of this book I'm about to show, and I didn't get around to it, mostly because I wanted an audiobook. I wanted an audiobook for it. So the day it came out, I bought the audiobook, and I'm hoping to get through it it shouldn't take too long. The audiobook is only 7.5 hours, which means it should only take me like 4 hours. So I might get through it tonight. But I started How to Fall for a Scoundrel, picked up the book yesterday. I have the audiobook. I was finishing up an audio arc that I had to get through first. And now I can listen to this one. So I'm excited. Cute little cover on it. It says, "Can this thief be trusted with her heart? We shall see." So, oops. So yeah, that's what I'll be listening to. I want to be in a historical mood, especially after we had Rake Appreciation Society. So I'm going to keep going with it. And I have another historical I have to read this month, but it is an arc, so I don't have an audio of that one. Let's see. Linda is reading A Matter of Temptation. Oh, that one's such a good one. That one's such a cute one. I love it. You are eating dinner. All right. Love it. You just started the Fiery Cross, Lisa. Hooray! I'm only about 50 pages into the Fiery Cross as well. That is another one I want to kick into gear for because I need to finish that before September. Way too much going on in September. Oh, remember when I was going to try to pull back on my arcs and only do 15 arcs a month? I think I have 30 that I'm doing in September. Anyway. You're reading The Summer Bride. Oh, that's great. I want to read more Anne Gracie. That series is so good. Finishing up Beautiful Beast by Neva Altaj. Yes. Love it. You want to read How to Fall for a Scoundrel. Yeah, it looks really cute. The first one in the series was okay. Like, I liked it. I mean, Kate Bateman's usually a solid read for me. So I think it will be an enjoyable book to listen to at least, right? And then, oh, I don't know if anyone saw this because I didn't post it in my story, but Claire Kent, aka Noelle Adams, y'all know, love her. She announced that the audiobooks are under contract for the rest of the Kindled series. Currently, only Last Light has an audiobook, which technically isn't a part of the Kindled series. But she told me in her Facebook group, I asked a couple months ago, I was like, are these going to be an audio soon? And she did sign a deal with an audiobook company to do it. And the first 3 are planned for this year. So Haven is supposed to be out by October 1st. And then she believes that Embers will be October and Princess will be November. So I know not everyone reads those books, but maybe you will now. Maybe you will now when you get the audiobooks. I freaking love those books. I know. I'll never stop talking about them. They're my comfort read, and I'm loving rereading them for one of my patrons right now. I'm just loving doing it. And I hope by them being on audio that even more people will read them. That makes me very happy. So, anyway, anybody else have to share what they're reading? Because otherwise we'll just get started, right? I drug all this stuff over to me in my little work area, so I better actually do it. I better actually do it. Oh, I know what I need to pull up. On my back here, I need to pull up the list of which book belongs to who so that I don't mess that up. I am absolutely so paranoid about sending the wrong book to the wrong person. I mean, obviously I am, but because everybody picks a different one, it stresses me out that I will someday send the wrong book to the wrong person and then just die of embarrassment from doing that. Very worried about that. But yes, we're going to do our first sprint then. It's going to be for 40 minutes. Like I said, I'm going to do 2 40-minute sprints if I can, and with a little break in the middle, of course. And my goal is to get some stuff done. So I hope you bring your dinner, bring your book, bring whatever you're working on, a planner, a quilt, a crochet project, whatever you're doing, and we'll hang out and do that together. Let me share my screen. Amber's at work. Oh, it's okay, Amber. You know me, throwing stuff up in the middle of the day. But there we go. Let's get started with it. Oops, I have to start it. And we'll be back when the timer runs out. Hello. How did that go for everybody? Just putting one last sticky note in here. Well, I got through 6 of them. Still got to do. Oh, that's so funny. Anyway, 3 Oaks said, just settled in with some hot tea and hopefully some hotter boys. Ooh, girl, I love it. Reading The Haunted Air, Royally Bitten, and Dirty Crazy Bad. Love it. And loving this. Yeah, A Matter of Temptation is definitely in my top 3 books from her. I can say that. I've read a lot of hers now, and it's definitely in the top 3. So, so good. Oh my gosh. Love, love. I'm so glad you're giving it a try. I mean, I hope you're liking it. I'm very excited to read the next one that's coming out this month. It'll be fun. Ugh. Sorry, stretched my leg out. Let's see, how far did I get? What chapter am I on here? Let me see. Ooh, chapter 7 it says. Let's see how far in here I got. Okay. I mean, in a historical, it doesn't look like that far, but I mean, the book's only 300 pages and I got like 40 pages in, so enough to know what it's about. Oh, you're liking it. That's good. Yeah. This is book 2 in a series. So it's Her Majesty's Rebels, and it's these 3 women, just in case you don't know, these 3 women started this like detective agency kind of thing, but they call it King and Co. And they have a fake boss. They have a fake boss named Charles King, who is who they say is the detective, and he hides who he is so that he'll be able to go undercover and stuff. So that's their thing. But really, it's these 3 women who run it, and that's what they are. Really enjoy it. The first one was fun, and then this one, there's a man who is gonna like decided that he's gonna pretend to be this Charles King, and he's a reformed thief. So he has made a lot of money being a thief, but he's like, a good thief is the one you've never heard of, and they decide to stop. And he's like, but I get bored, and instead of doing crime because I'm bored, I want to solve crime. So I really like that aspect of it right now. So just got a good start on it, and she's the daughter of a police is she the daughter of a police inspector? I don't know. Her father's in law somehow, but like her parents think she's only like a secretary at this place, and really she's one of the detectives. So it's good. It's good. I'm like the beginning of it. You're gonna finish Love Me. Sorry. Are you liking that, Ruth? I haven't seen like anyone really pick up those Tiffany Pattersons, and I want to read more of hers because damn, those are the kind of heroes that I like that are in her series. Oh my gosh, they're so good. And if it wasn't for Must Love Audio, I never would have discovered them. Even though I got that one from someone else, like they're the ones that introduced me to her. And like, I really like her. I like her heroes are possessive and all those things I love, but they're also very sweet at the same time. Like that's my favorite, my alpha cinnamon roll like that. I love it. Listening to The Front Runner. That's awesome. And funny you should say that, Monica, because the only book I have left to annotate for this is I have to do The Front Runner because someone requested this, and it's the last one I have to do. So it's funny that you're listening to it because I have to reread this. And I'm excited. I love Stefan. Even though this one has such a sad beginning. All the poor horses. Makes me so sad. It's so good. I hope you do, Linda. I hope you do. We were a little sad that not everyone got to that one, but I also understand. And that's why we gave people two choices. You know, you could read them both or hopefully one. I'm just kind of bummed because I feel like the one everyone read is the one that wasn't that great. And some people just don't like Courtney Milan. Like, they just don't. It's all right. As I said in book club, every time I've read one of her books, I have been like, why am I reading this? Until I'm reading it and then I can't put it down. So that's not for everybody. You're in the middle of Lights Out, but trying to take a mini break and find an audio. Love it. I love how big Lights Out has gotten. That it brings me so much joy that she came back to writing and just blew up this way. It makes me so happy. Because she, like, I didn't think that Navessa Allen was ever going to write anything again. I've been a fan for years and there was just nothing, you know, but she just was going through life. That's what it was. I mean, I know her family moved and like they used to run a farm and like all these things. And then she wrote Lights Out and it just exploded. I love that. But in a way, it makes me sad that she exploded for that book. Not in a way like I'm very, very proud of her and seeing everything. But some of her books she was writing beforehand are like I'm not even kidding. Scandal is a historical MMF from her that was left on like a cliffhanger. It was left on a cliffhanger and it's just been sitting there for years waiting for her to get back to it. And, you know, if she wants to keep writing her dark romance, it makes sense. That book is making her bank. Like, of course you continue that series, but it makes me sad because I've just been waiting and waiting for her to go back out to that. And I don't know if she will just because of how big Lights Out got. Because again, like authors are business women to a certain degree, right? So she's got to write that. But I will cross my fingers that can be, maybe she'll get tired of dark romance and want to add other things in because I'm telling you guys, Scandal was so good. I'll never forget it. Also, her biker book that she wrote, still in my favorite biker romances I've ever read. So good. Been on the wait list for the audio. Got an ALC of audio. Yeah, it was lighter. I like that it was more comedic. It definitely can be compared to Butcher and Blackbird in certain aspects because of that, because it's light. It's definitely light gray. I love that. Ooh, my buzzer might go off, just so you know, the UPS guys out there. I don't know if I have a package coming today, but just so you know, if I have to jump up, it's because there's something for me. So just warn you guys. Maybe everyone will start reading her backlist and ask for her to continue that too. I mean, I hope so. Ever since she started promoting Lights Out, though, she hasn't promoted any of her backlist, you know, whereas like some authors will still like squeeze that in. There hasn't really been much at all. Like when she was like at the beginning of promoting Lights Out, she was promoting some of her backlists, but she hasn't. And I'm sad, but it's okay. Again, I'm more happy that she's getting recognition. I think she's a great woman. I think her book is great. And, you know, some authors, they just get that attention when they're supposed to and for the book that they're supposed to. But I hope people will check out her backlist because, yeah, I would love that. She used to write like installment wise because she had a Patreon and she would release like a chapter a week type of thing. And I was actually part of her Patreon way back when because she was writing a paranormal book that I really liked. It was actually like a YA Fated Mates werewolf book, which is kind of rare. So the author of Lights Out, SMT. So Navessa Allen is the author of Lights Out. But she also wrote a bunch of other books is how I know her. I first read a motorcycle book she wrote. She also has a historical romance. She has paranormal romance. She has a sci-fi romance. Like she's written some of everything. And this is the one that like blew up. And She also has, I think, a fantasy plan because I joined her ARC team for that. But this was all before she got picked up by a publisher. So I have no idea if that's even coming still. But there was last fall, there was an opportunity to sign up for an ARC team with her for a fantasy book, and it just never came about. The dark romance took it over. So sure, we just have to ride that wave for a little bit longer. What is this here? Sweet. Love it. Getting emails that make me happy. Yeah. There's one historical by her, and it's called Scandal. It's an MMF. I have it on my shelf in my room. I love it. But it had a cliffhanger. And she's never gotten back to it. Yep, Navessa. Instead of Vanessa, it's Navessa. Literally just switch the N and the V. So, I saw lots of authors picking up romantasy, so maybe that's the next thing in the cycle. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, romantasy is ginormous right now, and so is dark romance. So it would not surprise me one little bit, whatever happens. But again, like Lights Out hadn't even come out yet, and she had a sign up for this fantasy she was going to be doing, and then it never. Yep. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, Linda, because I used to recommend it all the time. Like I put it in so many different videos. It was in like spies, because there's spy stuff in that one. It was in MMF. It was in like Marriage of Convenience, because like, okay, I might as well just tell you. Why wouldn't I? And then we'll do another sprint. Then we'll do the next sprint. The setup of that one is that she basically becomes the beard for a gay man. And it's a historical. And so she had almost been like assaulted by someone her family was going to try to make her marry, or maybe she is. I can't remember. Like I said, it's been a while, but either way, she ends up getting rescued by this guy who is gay and trying to hide that. He has a partner. He has a longtime partner, and they need protection. And she's like, I don't ever want to be married. I don't want to have sex with a man after how I was treated. Thank you for rescuing me. I will be your beard. So of course it's not called that, and I know that's an antiquated term at this point, but that's what this story was. So they got married, and then we skip ahead a few years, and she is really good friends with her husband and his lover, right? They basically all live in the same house and all that stuff, but all of a sudden she really is starting to have feelings for her husband and her husband's friend, like her husband's lover. And so she is like, well, that's a cue for heartbreak because they love each other. There's not any room for me, even though she's the one married to her husband, right? So that's the setup of that book. Plus, there's spies going on, and like they're trying to get information or whatever, and like all of these things are in the background. So that is Scandal by Navessa Allen, and it has a happy for now. Like I shouldn't tell you, it's not the biggest cliffhanger in the world, but like there is a cliffhanger to that book, and it has a happy for now, and like she's never finished it. So hopefully it'll be just a natural thing where she will, because there was also another historical she was writing that wasn't related called Belliclave. But anyway, I love her and I want her to go back to those, but I'm very happy she's writing dark romance. Hello, Candace. Hello, my darling. We're going to do another sprint here. A.L. Jackson and Devney Perry are coming off the Romanticides. Yes, yes. By the way, in case someone missed it, the A.L. Jackson is currently available for download now on NetGalley. So if you're someone who reads ARCs on there, the Romantasy Visions of Darkness, I think is what A.L. Jackson's is available currently for download now, because it's going to be published. I think it's getting published with Amazon. I think it's Amazon's publishing group that's doing hers. I can't remember, but I think it is. But either way, Her Romantasy is available. It doesn't come out till January, but it's available for download now. So I have that. I don't know when I'll get to that. Hopefully not too long from now, but I'm excited to see what she's got, because I've always said, I even wrote this to her in an email because she's very involved with her like influencer email list, is I personally think A.L. Jackson's writing is made for a fantasy, because she's very like lyrical in her writing, very like purple prose, almost to the point that like it doesn't feel like it fits a biker series, you know? I've always said that. Like her biker series is how I was introduced to her, and the flowery writing was very difficult for me until I started listening to her audiobooks. So now that is pretty much solely how I read A.L. Jackson, is her audiobooks, because flowery writing I don't always love. Listening to wonderful narrators perform it, I can get with that. So, all that being said, I personally think that type of writing could be amazing in a fantasy. So, knock on wood, I hope I'm right about that. But either way, gonna give it a go. Gonna give it a go. Excited for AL. Yeah, I hope it's good. I hope it is. I'm very excited about it. But okie doke, let us do another sprinty sprint here. Yeah, Lizelle picked it up. There you go. But yeah, any of y'all who have a NetGalley account, you can get it. It's up there. So we will do another 40-minute sprint here, and then we'll see. I hope I'll get through the rest of this stack. I think that I can. I think that I can get through the rest of the stack. So let me share screen again. And happy reading, everybody. Here we go. Hello. You did make it, Allie. Hello. I did not finish all of them. I'm getting a cramp in my back. But I just have 4 left. 4 left to do. Got all the rest done, which is good. Ugh. Highlighting my favorite lines. I want to reread this book so bad. This is so good. Yeah, so good. Oh, SM Violet, you guys. If you haven't been reading her, missing out, man. Missing out. So good. Gotta put my stickers in. How's everybody's reading going? It was a very fast 40 minutes. It just whips by. But like, it's already almost 7:30. Holy cow. Gotta put the flags in it here. But yeah. So far, this book is going really good. He's giving me like Sherlock Holmes vibes, but like not a sociopath type, you know? Like he's very charming, which of course a scoundrel and like a grifter would be, but he's also like really sweet. So there was just a scene that actually like teared me up. He had this scene with a homeless man that like teared me up. But again, it's giving me Sherlock Holmes vibes without him being a psychopath, you know, or sociopath, because he's very like observant of everything around him. He's observant of people, and, you know, like him paying attention to this homeless veteran and his dog, like the scene just like, I just like teared up because he like, the man helps him out and then he like does something to take care of him without like embarrassing him, with like helping him keep his like dignity. And our heroine, of course, she's watching all this because she thinks he's a, you know, he's a little scoundrel, and she's like, you know, really nervous about working with him. And she sees him do that, and she's like, all right, I guess I can't judge him as harshly as I wanted to because of seeing that. And she's like, he got that man to accept charity without embarrassing him, without making him feel small or little or anything. And she's like, that was very kind. And he, you know, of course, is like, that man served our country. He shouldn't be having to sleep outside like this. Which, I mean, again, basic truth as it is. That's absolutely. But the way he did it was very charming. So definitely I'm hooked. I will definitely keep listening to it. So that's good. And then I'll be able to review it, and I'll only be a couple days late with my reviews. I honestly got to tell you guys, I'm very impressed with myself that in general, I get to about 90% of the books I want to get to, because even me, having a skill for reading fast, I take on too much sometimes. So the fact that I'm only like a week late, and I'm usually only late, I'll be honest, with traditionally published books. With indie books, if I say yes to an indie book, there's got to be a real reason for me to be late. You know, that's what I try to do. Anyway, literally need these sprints to help you finish Drums of. It's not that it isn't good, it's long. Yes, I know. I just started, I was saying this in one of the earlier ones, like I just started Fiery Cross the other day, and I know for a lot of people, Fiery Cross isn't their favorite. I don't have really a least favorite. I really don't. I can pick which my favorites are, and then whatever my not favorites are, I guess, is what the least favorites are. But I know that the Fiery Cross is generally the breaking point for a lot of people. If you can make it through Fiery Cross, which in my opinion is basically how the rest of the books unfold, is like Fiery Cross, because of how many perspectives get added in, the war stuff, the like talk about the time travel stuff. Like if you can make it through the Fiery Cross, you've made it over the hump of the series. but it is a beastie. Like getting through the Fiery Cross, the first time around I read it, took me 2 months to get through it. It took me 2 months to get through it because I read that basically just at work. Back when I worked at Maurice's, long time ago in a previous life, I would read that on my breaks and before bedtime. And it took me like 2 months because I was getting through like a chapter or two at a time. So that was the breaking point right there. Using these sprints to finish, Gray Warren Petty. Disappointed in it compared to how good the Raven cycle was. Oh. Well, I'm sorry about that. That's a bummer. Oh, you know what has just made me sad today? Not sad. I keep saying sad. I'm not sad. Shouldn't say it. Something that is disappointing me today is that the sun is going down right now. And it's not even 7:30. Like, we are definitely getting close to fall, y'all. Because, just a couple weeks ago, the sun was shining until 9 o'clock, it feels like. And the sun's going down right now. It's making me sad. It's making me sad. It's making me disappointed. There it is. But anyway, you didn't read, you were taking care of stuff. Oh, well, that's a bummer. Yeah, the Fiery Cross is big. That's why I want to get started early. But that first part, that's the very long, no good, very bad day, right? It's a long first part. And the chapters are very long. And it's funny because the Fiery Cross is so much bigger than the last one, but it only has 8 parts, whereas the previous one had 12 parts. So my plan of reading a part every day, like that's what I've done with the last books, is read like a part a day, hasn't been working because I'm like, I can't do it. I can't do it. Yes. Yeah. It's tough. But anyway, okay, I think that will stop. Like I said, I didn't finish all of these, but I need to make some dinner, and my back is really hurting. So I need to move to the couch, and I could honestly start packing the ones that I am done with. Maybe, I don't know. But either way, this was good. Got through a good amount of book. Love talking with you guys. Wait, what'd you say? Fiery Cross is where I stopped when I last read. I just got bogged down. Couldn't handle it. Yeah. Yep. Those books they're a lot, man. They're a lot. Yeah. So good. But they're a journey. They're a journey. And I understand whenever people want to tap out, but I'm always like, give it another go. Give it another go. Some of my absolute favorite Jamie stuff and Roger stuff is in book 5. There are some amazing scenes, like including one of the most iconic lines from the entire series, which is the last line of the Fiery Cross. One of my favorite lines in thousands and thousands of pages of book. But couldn't get past the end of it. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. My perspective is a lot different on it now. Being a dark romance reader, I'll say that. Not because Outlander should be a dark romance, but I've changed how I think about sexual assault and power dynamics and what that means. And what is the purpose of like male on male assault? Like what the purpose from the perpetrator is about. And so the end of Outlander, I assume you're talking about the bad thing there. Maybe you just mean you couldn't get through it and I'm taking this in a different track than you need to. But I remember, I read that for the first time when I was 23. Yeah, I was 23 the first time I read it. And now rereading that at 31, I had like each time I've reread it, I've had different thoughts about what it is and what she's doing. And I just think, man, I think Diana Gabaldon's so intelligent. I think she's so intelligent. Like, Yeah. Anyway, y'all don't get me started. That's what Outlander Book Club is for Jen to talk for hours about Outlander. But, okay. It's very graphic and read it a long time ago. Yeah. Yeah. It did surprise me. This is not going against anything you said, Monica. Your experience is absolutely your experience. Upon rereading it, I find it less graphic than I remember. Because, again, as I just stated, having read now like Pam Godwin or things like that, it doesn't make it any less impactful at all, but it's the way that it's told, it isn't as graphic as some things I've read now. But people who don't read dark romance, don't read that stuff, or hadn't when they read it, or don't need an excuse at all. You don't have to like anything for any reason. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yep. This is a good factoid for sure. You don't have to have a reason to not like something at all. But that's what I've loved about book club, is dissecting those things about it. So, anywho, alrighty, I'm gonna make some dinner. I'm gonna get my stuff finished. Thank you guys for coming to hang out on a Friday night. You bunch of book lovers, you. I love it. So, hope you have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.